So next let's solve the question number 6. We have 4 different products, as I mentioned, variable cost per unit for each of the 4 product lines along with total sold units. Okay, so each of it we're multiplying, starting with the income statement, sales. For all the 4 products we're going to solve simultaneously, that is W, X, Y and Z. So sales given in the question is 1 lakh for W, 1 lakh 50, 2 lakh 50 and 3 lakh rupees. Next, variable costs I told, number of units sold multiplied by variable costs per unit. So that comes up to 15,000 for W, 75,000 for X, 1 lakh for Y and 2 lakh 50,000 for Z. Once we deduct that, we arrive at contribution of rupees 85,000, 75,000, 1 lakh 50,000 and 50,000. Next, fixed cost is given in the question product wise. So we'll just put the values here. For W it's 80,000, Y 40,000 and X 40,000 and Y 2 lakh rupees. Question does not mention there's a fixed cost for Z, so we'll keep it as nil. Contribution, deduct fixed cost, you arrive at earnings before interest and tax. That comes up to 5,000 for W, 35,000 for X, negative 50,000 for Y, because the fixed cost is more than the contribution. Contribution is just 1 lakh 50, but your fixed cost is rupees 2 lakh. So that's why we have a negative 50,000 and then we have a 50,000 for Z. So question is asking us to find out operating leverage for all the 4 product lines. So I'm just implementing the formulas here. The formula stands OL equals to contribution divided by EBIT. So W will be 17 times the first product. Second, X product is 2.14 times. Y product is negative 3 times. Remember, it's a negative 50,000. I have also written here as negative. So it's negative 3 times. And Z is 1 time. That is 50,000 divided by 50,000 is 1 time. So this completes your question number 6. So moving on to question number 9, this is a very important one. So starting with the given information, they're given base units 10,000 units, they're given sale per price is 10 rupees and the base sales, that means units multiplied by price, 10,000 units multiplied by 10 rupees per unit gives us 1 lakh rupees as the base sales. Now question is already given. The other details, variable cost is rupees 5 per unit and fixed cost is rupees 30,000. Find 1% change in sales. Now sales is 10,000 units. Question is asking us, what if there's a 1% increase in sales and 1% decrease? Whenever question gives us statement, find out what is a 1% change in sales, we need to find out both increase as well as decrease. So that's why first let's find out how much is 1% on 10,000 units. That comes up to 100 units. Now if I'm going to increase 1% increase on the base units, base is how many? 10,000. So 10,000 plus 100 units, 10,000, 100 units. Decrease 1%, 10,000 minus 100, 9,900 units. So we have 3 different levels here. Base level, 1% increase and 1% decrease. What is the base level units? 10,000 units. What is increase 1%? 10,100. Decrease 1%, 9,900 units. Okay. Now variable cost again will differ based on the units. Fixed cost irrespective of the number of production or the amount of production will not change. So let's start with the income statement here. So as I told, 3 different levels. So you have particulars, base values, 1% increase and 1% decrease. So the sales value here is rupees 1 lakh, 1 lakh 1,000 and 99,000. I am multiplying it with the sales units here, rupees 10 minus variable cost. As I told, what is variable cost per unit? 5 rupees given in the question. So wherever your units change, accordingly you need to multiply the amount with rupees 5. So for base units we have 50,000, increase in 1% 50,500, and decrease we have 49,500. So sales minus variable cost we arrive at contribution. Again we have 50,000, 50,500 and 49,500. Next, fixed cost will remain unchanged. Rupees 30,000 will be constant for all the three different levels. After that we have EBIT, the final answer, that is 20,000 for base units, 20,000 for 500 and 19,500. You can observe here, as the sales increases, my earnings are increasing by rupees 500. As my sales are decreasing on 1%, it is also decreased by 500. On what am I comparing? On the base unit. Compared to 20,000, this is 500 more. Again, compared to 20,000, this is 500 less. So depending on the sales, my earnings will have a larger impact. Now let's solve the 1% change impact on EBIT using the formula. So question has asked us to find out operating leverage, the formula which stands for contribution divided by EBIT, and also we have to work out on the effect of EBIT. Since we looked at how much impact it would be on EBIT with respect to change in sales, we'll also be looking at it. First, let's solve the operating leverage for all the three levels. Base level, 1% increase, 1% decrease. So at base level, we have 2.5 times. At 1% increase, we have 2.46, and at 1% decrease, we have 2.53 times. Now, effect on EBIT. Now, how do I measure that? There's a formula. Change in EBIT minus base EBIT divided by base EBIT into 100. Change in EBIT minus base EBIT divided by base EBIT into 100. So, we're going to check only for the increase and decrease. So 1% increase, what is the value of EBIT? 20,500 minus base, we saw that was 20,000, divided by 20 into 100, we have 2.5% as the answer. 1% decrease, 19,500 minus 20,000 divided by 20,000 into 100, it's a negative 2.5%. So we see that as and when sales quantity or sales production increases or decreases, we can see a direct impact on the earnings, that there is a positive increase as to 2.5% and there's a drop of 2.5% in the earnings of the company. So this completes your question number 9. So moving on to financial leverage, thus far we have completed operating leverage problems. So this is a question number 11, financial leverage. We have a 2-marker financial leverage just before this 10th problem. Now moving on to the income statement of question number 11. The given details are working sales, variable cost, fixed cost, and we also have in this question interest on debentures. So debenture amount is rupees 1 lakh. The interest charged on debenture is 12%. So how do you charge interest? 12% on 1 lakh, amount is 12,000 rupees. So let's start with sales. Given sales is rupees 1 lakh. Variable cost we deduct at rupees 50,000. We arrive at contribution 50,000. Deduct fixed cost at 30,000. EBIT is 20,000. 50 minus 30, 20,000. So as I told, interest on debenture, that is 12% on rupees 1 lakh gives us 12,000 rupees, right? So here we deduct 12,000 from 20,000. We arrive at EBT, called as earnings before tax, 8,000. So here we only solve financial leverage, that's called FL. EBIT divided by EBIT. EBIT over here is 20,000 rupees. So I have written 20 divided by EBT, what you have found out here, 8,000. So 20,000 divided by 8,000 is 2.5 times. So with this we complete the question number 11, finding out financial leverage.